for the next episode. I can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, my remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.
Like, I'm watching, like, so, you know, we both started watching Traitors, and now I'm, like, hopping around from continent to continent.
With Traitors.
Yes.
I'm so disappointed in season 3. I'm so disappointed in season 3.
I honestly think, like, I feel like, honestly, they need to work on the casting a bit. Season 1 was casted excellently.
Perfect. And I did like the mix of regular people and...
I'm going to tell you why. And I know we're getting off topic, but okay. I have no one to talk about this with. I'm going to tell you why they switched from regular people to just all reality TV stars. Those regular people in season 1 got emotionally trampled. You cannot have gamers or professional TV people with regular people because they are too emotional. They were so emotionally vulnerable. I feel like some of those people ended up in therapy.
Andy most definitely. Most definitely. But I said that. I'm like, well, not I don't know, because I think Quentin probably did well. Like I know he got hurt, but I think he's fine. Andy should have never been on that show. Like, no. Ever. She was not, or they were not at a place where they could handle that.
Right. Because I think that, like, even though the reality TV people are not gamers, they understand what TV is and what TV is not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they understand that you can have relationships and meet people and enjoy them, but what happens on TV is TV, and what happens in the real world is in the real world. And those new people, they were not prepared for the emotional damage that this show actually is. Like, this show, it reminds me of The Mole, but it's more sinister to me than The Mole. It's because your goal is literally to have everybody love you while you lie and prey on them. And so anyway, I understand why they moved it to all reality TV people. And I think that season 2 was honestly casted well also. Season 3 to me it's poorly casted. Yeah, it's poorly casted. And so it's not as enjoyable. And I would love the US specifically to have 2 versions of Traitors. I would love for them to do a regular version with, like, regular people, because I'm watching, like, the regular people seasons in other countries, and I like watching regular people play this game. But I also enjoy watching the professional people because the game is different. It's when you see people doing what they're good at, it's enjoyable. And so I understand why they went with the reality people, because they know how to create a story, they know how to entertain, you know, they know how to, like, backstab and it be okay. It's so entertaining. But I would still love to watch, like, the regular people, because it's a different game. Right. And so I feel like the US specifically needs 2 versions of Traitors.
Okay, I can see that.
I love Alan Cummings, and I live for his outfits.
The outfits, girl. Outfits. Yeah. I don't think that they could have picked a better person to host.
His bridal outfits.
Girl.
That bridal outfit. No other host.
The bangs, where he had the bangs on the outside of the hat.
And I'm like, you know what? None of the other hosts are like that. Like, they're wearing, like, regular
Nobody else is that dramatical.
None. Like, if they wear regular clothes, it's like the show is just not. It does not have the sparkle of the US show. And the UK show is filmed in the same place that the UK and the US show are filmed in the same castle.
Oh, wow.
It is. At least for the seasons that I've seen so far. It's filmed in the same castle. It is a different show. The host is just like this girl, this woman who she's probably famous in their country, right. But she's like a woman. She's got on, like, jeans and a shirt and a jacket. Like, But you know, we are a dramatic country.
We are. I'm like, we theatrical as a country.
We love the spectacle of it. And
And the
Alan
entertainment.
Cumming, his hosting is by far it's a layer to the show.
It is. It
Even
is.
the way that the people dress in the US show
Mhm.
like is over the top
It is.
compared to the
Oh
the
my
other
God.
people, they're
Let me
wearing
say,
regular clothes.
in season 2, MJ that are from the Shaws of Sunset,
Yes,
her outfit, I'm like, just give me the whole wardrobe. Just give me
yes.
everything that she put on in my closet and I'm good.
Phaedra also dressed cute. There were a lot of like the outfits were really really good. Now none of them can touch Alan, but they
Okay.
also now I did enjoy season 3, like the wedding episode, like the outfits that they wore,
I did like
and
that.
the funeral episodes, the outfits that they wore at the funeral. Both of those, like I really enjoyed. Like a lot of the women, they did snap. They
They
did.
did.
They did snap.
Absolutely.
But I when I was watching like the UK and like Australia, and I'm like, these hosts are like like Ryan Seacrest, like just regular people doing
Just,
regular
yeah.
people stuff. Like
Right.
Alan Cummings is coming in on a horse.
Exactly. And on a horse in a bridal gown or something. You know what I mean? He definitely adds a layer. He is a character in and of itself in the show. He adds an extra layer. And they reference him as such.
They do.
What
They
is Alan
do.
gonna do to us next? Like, I love it.
Yeah, I love Alan Cumming. And I am going to
Alan, man.
apologize now that we have gotten so
So
far
far.
off topic.
That's okay. Yes. Back to the resort. I'm sorry. Now I
I
forgot.
don't know how we got there, but I think I just needed to get that off my chest because I have nobody to talk to about how obsessed I am with Traitors.
Yeah. And for me,
Last
a person who doesn't do reality TV, I got into it really deep, really
Okay,
fast.
last question before we pivot back to being on topic. On the show, if you could choose, would you choose to be a traitor or a faithful?
Traitor. I always go for the traitors.
Me too.
I
Even
always,
when I don't like the traitors
mhm.
as individuals, it's something about what did Kate say? I like to be part of an exclusive club. I like a VIP experience.
Well, you get so much more control of the game.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah,
a
like you
yes,
don't have to sit duck if you're a faithful.
right?
I'm like, yeah, when y'all got me like rooting for Boston Rob, and I cannot stand Boston Rob.
Absolutely.
I cannot stand Boston Rob, but Danielle, I think, pissed me off so bad as being so bad at as a trader, at least to where I'm at so far, because I haven't finished all the episodes that are out. She's so bad at it. I'm like, please don't make me agree with Boston Rob.
She
I never
doesn't get
wanted
better. And that's the thing. Like the traders in previous seasons were better.
that. Mhm.
Even Christian who in season 1, his energy and it annoyed me, and I'm like, can we please get rid of him?
He was
I
still a
mean,
better trader than
he
Danielle,
was.
and I
He,
hate to
he
say that out loud.
Yes, he was. Like she, for someone who came in, was like, I'm the best, one of the best people on Big Brother to ever do it. Blah 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 blah.
I'm like, yeah,
I'm like, this is not Big Brother, and everybody's like, her acting is so bad.
the crying is over the top. It's too much. Pull it back. Then, like, I think the thing that annoys me with traders more than anything is when they talk too much and say stuff they don't need to. And I feel her and Bob the drag queen do that. And that was driving me crazy. It was
Yes,
driving me crazy because I'm like, there is no reason for you to say the things you're saying. You set the thing up and you let the rumors fly on their own. You don't have to be in there driving the narrative that hard.
the funny thing is, honestly, I
Mhm.
feel like Bob the drag queen would have been a better trader and would have lasted longer in the show if he showed up as his real self and not his persona.
Oh, wow.
Because I feel like he was just being so extra.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, it's not that they're two completely different people, but I just think that he was doing entirely too much. And I think he
Sure.
was being like, if he would have just been just himself and not like almost like his drag persona, even when he wasn't in drag, I think he would have lasted longer because I think that's where all of that extra-ness, that extra talking, that doing too much, all of that came from. Like that to me, that's like his drag persona
Mhm.
instead of just being
It-
his actual self. Because I feel like he was actually really smart, and
yeah.
he's
That's
like,
why I was surprised that he wasn't good at this because I do see him as a person who's incredibly
he's
smart.
incredibly intelligent. He's incredibly likable, and he has a lot of leadership characteristics,
Qualities. Yeah,
qualities. He was fighting for the women. All of these
I did like
things,
that.
right?
I
He
liked him calling the men out.
he
I'm
did.
like, regardless of the game, the fact that he called the men out so hard, because I was like, yeah, I'm like, they kept sacrificing the women, and they probably do, all the time. Yeah,
It was the extraness that you see a lot of times in drag that
hmm
he was doing. That was his downfall. If he would have just dialed it back some, you know what I mean, he
hmm
would have won the game. And I
right.
mean, I don't know who's going to win now, but I feel like he could have lasted to the end, because when
I,
people were bringing him up, they're like, no, not
not
Bob.
Bob. Could never be Bob. And
Everybody
that's like,
loves
girl,
him.
if you just like, like you don't have to like, the reason why you got rid of this person, and the thing that you're trying to set up. You don't have to explicitly say that, because when you explicitly say that, then then they look at you. And
Absolutely.
then the thing he said about Boston Rob, I'm like, oh. Well, he didn't say about Boston Rob, but he was like, it's got to be one of the three. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? You didn't need to say that.
No,
People were
everybody was
already thinking
already thinking it. Or if you were going to
that.
say it, you would have said it in a small, private, to a couple of people.
Right.
You know
I'm
what I
like,
mean? And definitely
I
not
was
in
like,
front of
that's
those
it for
three
you.
guys.
I'm like, Boston Rob. I'm like, he's coming. At this point, he's coming for you.
He's scary to me.
hmm I have theories that I'm talking the offline, but like,
Like, it's just he made me feel so uncomfortable.
him and Wes,
And the okay, I'm
him
sorry.
and Wes.
I want to I
Do
want to
I never
stop.
need to be in a room with.
I want to stop talking about traders, but let me just say this. Let me just say this last thing.
Just,
Thank you. So Danielle's like, I need to get rid of Boston Rob. So the way that I'm going to get rid of Boston Rob is I'm going to turn on Carolyn, get her voted off, get a new traitor, and then the two of us can team up together to get rid of Boston Rob. Lets me know that she's one of the stupidest people who have ever been on TV.
the crazy thing is, like, if she had not gone after Carolyn, they were already going after Boston Rob. And I'm like, you just sit back, and then you don't even have to vote for him if you just let certain stuff happen. You know what I mean? And stop being so heavy-handed with everything. Because I'm like, they could have did it. And even when she voted for him, she didn't have to vote for him. I would have hedged my bets and still voted for Wes, just in case they didn't have the numbers.
The funny thing is, she didn't have to, because Carolyn had voted for her that time. She
Mm-hmm.
could have voted for Carolyn because Carolyn was not in danger of leaving, and just said, well, you voted for me, so I'm going to vote for
Well, vote for
you.
you. Right. That time, yeah, that time too. Both times that the vote was up for Rob, I'm like, I wouldn't have voted for him, even though I know I wanted him out.
Right. Yeah,
Because just to hedge your bets, come on, the way she playing this game is stressful to me.
it is. It is.
I'm like,
I
girl.
promise you, I swear, I wish they would have picked Brittany in the beginning and not Danielle as a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like them because they have like that frenemy thing. I like them being on opposite sides.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of them needed to be a traitor, but I'm now questioning. I'm like, man, I wish Brittany would have been a traitor from the beginning instead of, first of all, Alan Cumming is going to make a black woman a traitor. Okay. He is going to make a black woman a traitor.
Which I'm not mad at, because I'm gonna root for the Traitors, and so it's gonna give me somebody to root for, and I just can't root for Danielle. I just can't, which is hard. And even I'm still like, I don't know if she gets, because I'm like, I think I'm on episode. Boston Rob just got voted out. Is where I'm
Okay.
at. He just got voted out. So I'm like, I don't know if she, lasts a few more episodes. So I'm like that. Like, part of me wants you to win, but I'm not excited about it.
Right. And the funny thing is, out of everybody, including Boston Rob, this season, Carolyn has been the best traitor. And it's just
I
because
can't
she
say that.
is such a weirdo.
Nobody pays her any attention.
Like, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know her from whatever show she did
Me
before,
either.
but I can't figure out, like, it's, I'm not trying to be funny. Why does she sound like that? And why does she move like that? Like,
And I don't know that, because I don't know that woman, allegedly.
I
Because I'm like, I don't know what else makes you look like that. But
what part of the country is she from? I've never heard anybody talk that.
California? I don't know.
She talks like Kermit the Frog is trying to jump out of her,
Her
and she's
throat.
trying to hold him.
Yes. Kermit is stuck in her throat. Okay.
So it's
That man is swinging from her uvula. Like, I just.
I'm listening to her, and I'm like, what is it because I don't want to make fun of somebody. I'm like, is it a
Oh,
condition?
God. Yeah, I hope it's not a condition.
What?
You know
Because
what?
she also moves like her body and her voice, like she moves her body the way her voice sounds.
She is very animated, much like a Muppet in of herself.
And
Like,
so
she
for her,
looks animatronic in the
right,
in the way that she moves.
but also in her voice, it's like no one talks like. What is wrong? And so it's honestly like it's hard to watch her.
It is. It is. And so
But
nobody thinks that she flies under the radar all the time. Like
right, and
her and Tom, I think that man's name is Tom, are in the same character. Like the person that everybody dismisses because he be having 8 million different
oh my
theories.
gosh. No, okay. Okay. We're doing this. Tom. Okay. So what I've learned is the reason why a lot of the women don't like him is because he cheated on his girlfriend.
Right.
And so they have this hatred of him, but he doesn't do himself any favors because I can't tell if he is playing dumb or if he actually is dumb, but playing dumb is dumb. And he every once in a
I don't
while
think he's
he has a
playing.
good idea
Mm-hmm.
and he has like an insight, but it's always coming like it's coming from like
The weirdest, strangest way where you have to dismiss it because it don't make.
right.
And then he says so much stuff that don't make no sense
He'll be
that
like,
you
you know
can't.
what? I was staring at this like purple coat and I was walking down the hallway and it made me think Carolyn and Danielle, they're probably traitors. And you're like, how did you right place? How did you get there? And okay, so to talk, there's a woman in the UK trader show that I'm watching, exact same thing.
Oh wow.
She from the very beginning has figured out who a traitor was and she will not let it go, but because the way she got there and because she's got like these crazy theories, no one believes her. And she's not 100% right. Like she thinks it's like she swears that these two people are traitors and one of them actually is. And so she was like, when he voted for this other person, he had a panic attack and he was crying. It was traitor on traitor crime. It was not.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy is, and she's like literally been begging people
Mm-hmm.
to vote this guy out, to vote him out, to vote him out, and he's a traitor, and he's a traitor. And
And they can't hear
they
it.
they won't do it because she's like, she'll be at the table and someone will say, fidgety spigot, you know how they say. She's like, I think you're a traitor because you said fidgety spigot. And they're like, girl, stop with your
Right.
crazy rabbit hole theories. But she's right. And it drives the traitor crazy because he's like, oh my, she's right. But she got there in such a crazy way. And so she has been on his neck. And so what he did was he ended up like giving up another traitor.
Mm-hmm.
And so once he gave up the other traitor, everybody like jumped down her throat. You kept saying it was him, and it wasn't him. And look, he found a traitor. He found a traitor, and I'm just like,
Y'all.
but she also the way that she talks, she's very much a Tom. Like when she talks, she sounds like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds like an idiot, but she's right. And then she came out and told everybody that she was an actress. And so now everybody's like, I think she's a traitor because she didn't tell us she was an actress. And like, so now because they can't kill her
Mm-hmm.
because she's been naming a traitor. So if they kill her, that's going to leave credence. So they can't get rid of her, and she won't stop talking about this traitor. It is so entertaining because I'm just like the Scooby Doo of it all. It's like like you got the answer, but the where did you jinkies? How did you get there?
Right, right. Okay.
How did you get there? But it is so entertaining because they kind of treat her bad. And like, will you stop with your conspiracy thing? And the funny thing is, like, they had two people come in the middle of the show and
Mhm.
they immediately believed her and they were on her side. And that's why the traitor ended up having to give up the other traitor, because she had actually, like, she was like, let's just try it, guys. Come on. Let's just try it. Let's
Mhm.
just try it. Let's vote him out. And she was so close to getting
She
him.
was so close.
She was so close to getting him. It's I am thoroughly enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
I am, and like you, I've not really been into like reality competitions. Like when we were really
Yeah.
really young,
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
watched like Survivor. I used to
Road
watch like,
rules.
right, yeah,
Those kind of,
like,
yeah.
and stuff like that. And so like, but lately, other than like The Mole, which is very similar in premise, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't really been watching like and enjoying reality competitions. And so to find this show and love this show, because it's like, it's so interesting because it kind of shows at their core,
Yeah.
most people are good, because even
Mhm.
the people who are traitors and they have to lie about it, as they're getting closer and closer to the other people in the show,
They
it
start to
makes
feel
it
bad.
harder for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean, like, you think you wouldn't really believe that it would affect someone that emotionally because it's a game, but it
Right.
kind of shows, like, when you don't know someone, it's easy to take advantage of them, but the more you know someone, the closer you get,
It's
it's
harder.
just hard to lie. You know what I mean? And so it makes me soften a little to humans in general.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
so I like the show, and I like the mystery element of it, the
mm-hmm.
sleuthing, and I like how in the beginning they're just slaughtering faithfuls for the silliest and dumbest stuff, because it's just like, when you don't know what to do, you like,
Right.
people are like looking, they're like, well, you didn't eat toast at breakfast, and the faithfuls
Girl,
would eat toast.
girl, and that's the thing is that those theories at the beginning be so wild, and I'm like, but yeah, everybody sound like Tom for the first two episodes,
Right. But Tom is always Tom.
but Tom is called Tom the whole
Oh
time.
my gosh, have you seen the episode where they were like singing, having to sing the songs from the dolls?
No,
Okay.
not yet. Okay,
Okay. I can't wait for you. It's a Tom centered episode. And
I think
you
I'm ready for a Tom Center episode.
you it is it's so entertaining. Please call me after you watch that episode.
Okay, I most definitely will do that.
So I would love, like, when the season of Traitors is over, let's have another talk.
Clearly, we need to have an episode specifically.
Absolutely. We need to talk about like the season
Mm-hmm.
in general. Like that,
Okay,
that
I'm
once
down.
it hits a conclusion. So
Ready
great.
for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.